Grilling and chilling. What's up? Haven't been on for a little while. Been killing it with overtime. Killing it. Today I wanted to do a beef tenderloin roast. I went to two separate places. The only beef tenderloin that they had was beef tenderloin filet mignon. You know what? I never splurge on expensive cuts of meat. I normally don't. I eat prime rib. I've ate expensive cuts of meat, but I've never actually cooked expensive cuts of meat. So today, what I for y'all, beef tenderloin prime rib roast. I want to keep this as simple as I can, just because I want the flavor of this meat to come through. Here we have 2 tablespoons, 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 2.5 teaspoons of thyme. The recipe for this actually calls for a 2-pound beef tenderloin. This is a 3.12, so I added a little bit more oil into this just to get the consistency that I wanted. Right now we got the pit balls up to about 215 degrees. We're going to 225 degrees. I'm going to slather this thing down so my hands don't get all messy and show you all what it looks like as soon as it goes on. Got something special for you. All right, so we are currently out. Got the pit balls running 225 right where it should be. Grate's nice and greased up. Now, I'm gonna put this beautiful beef tenderloin filet mignon roast right on the center. We are gonna go to this particular step. Like I said, not this step. We're gonna go to about 125 degrees, maybe that's a little bit more than 2 pounds, so maybe an hour, 15 minutes, I guess. While that's getting done, we're gonna go inside and we're gonna make a white wine mushroom gravy to go with this. Be right back. All right, guys, back inside the house. Beef tenderloin. We have the start of our white wine mushroom sauce. All this is gonna be 1 stick of salted butter. Let that start to melt. Add in, it calls for shallots. I didn't have shallots, so I did 1.5 tablespoons of garlic, just to the point that starts to brown. Then add in your mushrooms. We'll keep our mushrooms in for about 3 to 5 minutes till they start to get a little bit brown, change the color. And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of flour. Vigorously mix that through. Let it incorporate well. From that point, we're gonna add 1 cup of white wine, 1 cup of cooking wine or regular white wine, whatever you have. To scrape all the bits off the bottom. It's going to bring all that stuff off, and can't do this with one hand rather. So I'll get back with you in just a second once we add the flour, mix that, the wine, and then we go to add the beef broth. Be right back. All right, folks, got a beef broth. We got a beef broth in. We just reduced the heat down to low. You don't want to keep it on the same exact burner where it's hot and it's going to continue cooking at medium-high heat. You don't want that. So reduce the heat, put it on another burner, put it on low. 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. You're going to keep this on low because this is going to reduce. This is going to reduce and get a little bit thicker. Add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit more thyme to this. Maybe 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. 1/4 teaspoon of salt and black pepper to taste. I like a little bit heavier pepper because you're not adding as many seasonings as you want the flavor of the beef to come through. So I'm going to add that, reduce it, and then I'll get right back with you when I bring the tenderloin back in. Folks, we are at an absolute perfect internal temperature on this beef tenderloin. It's been so long since I've had filet mignon, I don't even remember what it tastes like. But just working with this cut of meat, I got to tell you, if there's one thing that you completely enjoy about cooking, whether it's doing crock pot stuff or doing homemade recipes, baked goods, whatever you like to do, put your heart, put your passion in that. You know, I've only been seriously into cooking for about 2 years now, and I've never had a good knife to work with, ever. Just always been a basic dull knife, and sometimes I actually didn't look forward to cooking because I'm like, man, I got to go trim this pork butt up, got to go trim this up. Such a pain in the ass. You can never get it where you want to get it. That knife that Jason gave me, this, I'm still excited about cooking, but this just like put it on another level for me because it's effortless. You actually have a good knife that is effortless. So I got a crock pot a couple years ago, just a really small one. Got into cooking, upgraded my crock pot, got a pressure cooker, upgraded my Traeger, got my pit boss. But I'm really excited about all this. Look at this. This thing is at 125 degrees right now, internal, all the way throughout perfectly. We're cranking the pit boss up. That looks like it's fluttering, but it's not. We got the pit boss cranked up. We have sear grates open. We're going to get that up to 500 degrees, and we're going to sear all sides of it. For me, medium rare is where I like it. Not rare, but not medium either. So the sauce wine sauce that I was telling you about has thickened up perfectly. This looks so amazing. Cooking with wine just adds an absolute another level to everything that you're doing. I was gonna do mashed potatoes, but I think I'm just gonna do mine over egg noodles. Let the flavor of that meat come out, and it's gonna be amazing. So as soon as I get this thing seared and I get it on my cutting board, bring it inside and let it rust and get ready to cut into it, I'm gonna bring you all back for it. All right, folks, here it is. 3.5 pound beef tenderloin filet mignon steak. This thing cooked beautifully. It cooked perfect. It smelled perfect. The white wine sauce with this honestly smelled better than the steak. I hate to admit that to you, but it did. We're gonna cut into that using my new knife that my boy Jason got me. Hopefully this won't be a fail. I was shooting for medium rare on this, so we'll see what we got. Wow. I'm gonna do this so y'all can actually see this. This is absolutely perfect for me. Perfect. Freaking juice running out of it. Look at that. Wow. Getting to that center is just perfect. I cranked the grill up on 500 degrees right at the end and just seared all sides of it for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. That is perfect. This has been sitting on this cutting board for about 7 minutes, just perfectly cut, perfectly done to the inside. I am amazed with this. Now, yes, I've got a nice cut of meat, beautiful, and I got the old Tupperware out for this. But you were doing up a nice little plate. This is unfreaking believable. I figured it was going to be good, but I don't know what I was expecting. Look at this. I was not expecting this, folks. That right there is about as close to perfection as you can get. The smell is amazing. Even if you just use regular beef tenderloin, I'm telling you, you guys got to try this. Jason, thank you for the night, bro.